Maybe you've never sold a home before, or this is your first time in a long time. So today we're going to talk about the home selling process. Just a general overview of what happens from getting your home ready to list all the way to the closing table. Hi, my name is Deanna Bradford. I'm a realtor with Reese Nichols Realtors Excelsior Springs, part of the Bill Hightower team. So what are the steps of getting ready to list all the way to closing? Number one is consult with a realtor. If you have a realtor you plan to use, you can schedule this with them, or once you know which realtor you're going to work with, schedule a time to have them come to your home. At this appointment, you want to give the realtor a tour of your home. At that time, you can give them any information that might be helpful to them, recent upgrades you've done, things that you've repaired recently, how old the roof is, things like that. They're probably going to take notes of the specifics of your home, and that's going to help them to go back when they do what we call a market analysis to determine the best price range for your property. Also at this appointment would be a good time to share with the realtor what your needs and expectations are. So if you know what time frame you would like to have your home sold in, what kind of a price point you're hoping to get, or how much you need over and above whatever your payoff is. These kinds of things are good. If you have questions, this is a good time to ask the realtor questions. Find out their process, how they plan to market, what their process is for showings and when offers come in, and just a general idea of how they work. Ask that realtor for suggestions on the best areas to focus on when getting it ready to sell. They can look around and give you some really good suggestions on maybe placement of furniture or areas that you might want to take care of if there's been a lack of maintenance, or if there's a maybe bold paint color on the wall, they might recommend putting something neutral there, or cleaning the carpets, or whatever the case may be. Ask them. They know what buyers see and what buyers say, and they can help guide you in what the best things to focus on are. Step two is getting your home ready. One of the first things you're going to want to do is to downsize the amount of things in your home, decluttering and depersonalizing your home, so that when a buyer comes in, maybe you just have basic furniture and the rest of the knickknacks and pictures and the extra stuff is put away. You're going to have to pack anyway, so look at it as packing ahead of time, pre-packing, if you will. As much as you can, scale down the amount of things in a room. It's going to help the room feel more open, and it's going to help the buyer come in and feel at home, which is what you want. You want them not to be distracted by the things in your home, but you want them to come in and be able to imagine themselves in your home. So that's one of the very first places to start. Another thing is, if you plan to do some upgrades, some of the areas that are most common are kitchens and bathrooms. Maybe not planning to remodel the entire kitchen or bathroom, but if you're planning to upgrade the floors or the countertops, or something that might be minimal but might refresh the room a little bit. A lot of times people will put fresh coat of paint on the walls, clean or replace the carpets, so the flooring. Landscaping outside is always a big area that helps with curb appeal. These are some of the things you would take care of prior to listing. And then another suggestion that sometimes we don't think about is servicing those mechanical systems in our home. So consider your furnace and your AC, having somebody come out and service them. Or if you have a septic, maybe having it serviced. If you need anything done with your electrical or your plumbing, if you know of an area of concern, if you have something that maybe you've put off for a while that needs to be taken care of, you might want to do that now. Step three is when you're ready to list the home. So again, you're going to schedule an appointment with your realtor and have them come over to do the listing appointment. This is where you're going to sign the documents that allow the realtor to sell your home, to market it. It's giving them permission for your home to be shown, and starts the process of getting it sold. At this appointment, you're going to fill out the paperwork, which will determine a lot of the things about the listing, like the price. You're going to be able to give the realtor the showing instructions, what's going to work best for you and your family. You're going to give the realtor a key so that they have a way to access the home and give access to other agents that will be showing it. The realtor will need to get pictures of the home so that they can market it. And at this appointment would be a good time to provide to that realtor any information that would be passed on to the buyer anyway. So if there's a homeowners association, you would want to provide that information. And if when you were getting the home ready to list, there were anything that you had done. So say you had the electrical serviced or the HVAC serviced, or if you just recently put a new roof on, getting those invoices and handing those in so that the buyer can see, not only that they can see that it was done, but they can see who did that work. So if they ever need to go back to that company for anything after closing, they have that information. Also, because that way they know the age of when those things were done, the dates of when those things were done, so that they know going forward when the next time it needs to be serviced. Step 4 is after the house has now been listed and it's put out on the market, showings are going to start. So the showing process, right? If you list before a weekend, sometimes with a new listing, it'll cause a wave of buyers to come in the beginning. If it's a seller's market, and at the time I'm recording this video, it is a seller's market, there's a lot of showings right away because there's just not a lot of inventory. So one tip might be to try to list it right before a weekend, maybe a Thursday or a Friday. That way you can maybe just have plans for the weekend to be out of the house and can allow those showings to take place easily without it really interrupting your day or your life much over those first few days. Then beyond that weekend, if it still hasn't gone under contract, then just make sure that you keep your home in a ready to show condition so that it's easy to just tidy up quickly and get out of the house quickly if a showing request pops up. Now, hopefully the buyer is respectful of your time and gives you plenty of notice before showing, but sometimes that's not the case, and you want to be able to allow your home to be shown as much as possible and as easily as possible. It's those showings that have to happen in order to get the offers, so keep that in mind when you're trying to show. However, I know that you still have to live there and things happen, so just do the best that you can. Step 5 is when the offer comes in. So your realtor will receive an offer from another agent and will notify you that an offer has come in, and you'll schedule a time to meet or talk with your realtor to discuss that offer or multiple offers if that's the case as well. So go through with your realtor the details of that offer and allow the realtor to help navigate you through what is going to be best for you. Is the offer fine as it is and you're okay with accepting the terms that they've offered, or does there need to be some renegotiation of this offer? And what if there's multiple offers? Again, this is a seller's market at the time that I'm making this video, and most often there's going to be more than one offer. So having the realtor go over all the details, all the specifics of every offer, and narrowing it down to which ones are going to best suit your needs is the place to start, and then go from there. So trust your realtor to help you navigate through that process. Also, try to remember to be fair and considerate to whoever you're negotiating with. This person is going to be under contract with you for a while, and there could be other things that come up along the way during that contract process before it actually closes. And you want to be able to successfully sell that house to that buyer, but things can come up along the way. And if you have been unfair in the beginning, if you're only looking out for your best interest and have not been fair to the buyer, they may not be willing to work with you down the road if something else comes up, and it could cause a deal to fall apart before it ever closes. So just always remember to try to be as fair and considerate as possible. You want to do the best to meet your needs that you can without not considering the other parties involved. The best thing I can say is the golden rule, right? Treat others the way you would want to be treated. If you keep that in mind, I think everybody can make things work out to the best for everyone involved, and you'll be more likely to have a successful sale of your home. Step 6 is going under contract. So now once you've determined and negotiated with a buyer and come to agreement with someone and the contract paperwork has been signed, now is the time frame from contract to close. You're getting closer to getting that home sold. Typically 30 to 45 days is what you'll be under contract for. So what happens during this time frame? Well, the buyer will be having inspections done possibly, unless they've waived that right. The appraisal process will take place. And then the lender's going to be fully approving that buyer, getting that loan prepared and ready for closing. So that is a process that takes the longest. Also during this time frame, the title company will be doing a title search, checking for any liens that might be a problem as far as transferring title from one owner to the next, and getting anything resolved that might show up, making sure that when you close, you are able to transfer a clear title to the buyer. They also handle your payoff for your mortgage. So if you have a mortgage on your home that will be paid off at closing, they'll obtain that information from you and contact your mortgage company and get the payoff amount from your mortgage company. They will also prepare the documents for closing as it gets closer to that time. That's where you'll go to the title company when it's time to close to sign the documents. So during this contract time frame, what can you be doing? Well, this is when you would likely be packing, right? If you're still living in the home, you're going to be packing and preparing to move out of the home. It is still your responsibility to maintain the home and to keep the utilities on. So if you don't live in the home, make sure you still keep the utilities on, and make sure you check on the home from time to time and make sure nothing has happened in the absence of anyone being in the home during that time frame. Another thing to do is to call your utility companies and let them know that you're selling your home and what date that the utilities should come out of your name on, whether that's the closing date or the possession, the day that you give the buyer possession, whatever you have agreed on in your contract. Make sure that you have your utilities set up to come out of your name that day, and hopefully the buyer has already set them up to start in their name once they've closed. And then don't forget to have your mail forwarded. So go to the post office or wherever you have to go to set up your new address and have your mail forwarded. Number 7 is closing day. This is the day you've been waiting for from the beginning, the day that your home will be officially sold. You'll go to the title company and you'll sign any closing documents that they have for you to sign. And once you have signed your side, the buyer will have their closing. Sometimes they're together, but in the area I'm in, most buyers and sellers close at separate times, sometimes even at separate title companies. But once both sides have done their closings, then the title company from there will record those documents with the county to make it official with the county, and then disperse the funds wherever they need to go. So the title company will take care of paying off your mortgage. They'll take care of dispersing the commission to the proper realtors that were involved in the sale of the home. Any other fees that need to go to the lender or wherever they need to go will be dispersed by the title company, and they are also who will cut a check to you or wire your funds to you after the sale is complete. So there you have it. That is the entire process from beginning to end, the entire sales process. I hope this information wasn't too much. It's kind of a lot, I know, but I hope it's helpful. I hope that if you enjoy this information, if you find it beneficial for you, that you'll subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss upcoming videos. We put out new videos every Wednesday, so I hope you'll come back and check us out. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.